Hello everyone! This is Faltos playing Goddess of Wisdom. In the last episode we got the hookshot, completed Dungeon 2, and got the ice rod in another bottle and found this place. And in this episode, let's go in. Well, let's see, what do we have here? Is this a dungeon? Or is this just another place? I'm liking it so far, it looks like a dungeon. And this doesn't... Ooh, yeah, I found myself a dungeon, guys. And as expected, I've got a chest because I killed everyone in the room. And all is said and done. Now, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, because this came to my attention a little bit, thinking about it. It's all about the Ocarina of Time, and how many people still think of it as one of the greatest video games in the history of video games and that sort of thing. Now, I gotta say that I don't agree with this at all. What did Ocarina of Time do that games before it didn't? And I'm not accepting it brought it to 3D as an answer, because, to be honest, that makes sense since it's on the N64. This looks like I gotta hit a button. Or maybe it means I have to keep something pressed down on one. But I'm just curious what it did that other games didn't do before it. There's a pot. There's the button. Awesome. So let's go through a couple things. So we got maybe the way that it does the... Okay. I can actually think of two things. It added an ocarina. No, wait, it didn't. This game did. Never mind. It added songs, which I'll admit is new to the series and it hasn't been used before. What else did it do? It added a horse. Let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, it added the formula. And by the formula, I mean it added the way that dungeons work in that game. Yeah, I mean bosses. It made it so it was obvious that the item of the dungeon was needed for the boss. And I find that ridiculous and slightly silly. You shouldn't need the item of that dungeon in order to beat a boss of that dungeon. Oh, hey, it's this guy. Die. Thank you. You shouldn't need that. It should be change of music. I'm fine with that. Sorry for the beeping, can't help it. Like, this game, for example, had maybe 3 instances of the boss of the dungeon needed the weapon to be killed. Aghanim. But that item was an item you got previously, so actually that one doesn't matter to the story. Aghanim required the Master Sword, but of course you would get it before you entered that place because it's necessary to enter there, so that doesn't count. The first boss of the game could use the... I can't get by this, can I? The first boss of the game, of Link to the Past, could use the bow that you got to easily kill the bosses, which there were 6 of. But it wasn't required. The Helmarok King, boss 1 of the Dark World, and the weird eyeball thing boss with all the little things required the hookshot, and I love the fact that there was a fairy there, required the hookshot to get to the core of him. That is rather similar to the 3rd boss of Ocarina of Time, pretty much. And I see I need the hookshot to get over here. And to be honest, the fact that that game pretty much made it the way it is, the way every single game beyond it, doesn't make it good. It does not make it the thing to follow to make a new Zelda game. I don't want to have to play a dungeon get the item of the dungeon and think, how will the boss be impacted by this weapon? That is not the way I want to think. Not at all. And I just still think it's really silly that it had to come to that nowadays. I'm having trouble thinking of any Zelda beyond Ocarina of Time that used the whole, the item of the dungeon does not impact the boss type of formula. That's gone. I liked it that way because I like to actually have to think about how to fight the big boss of the dungeon rather than simply being, oh, I have to use the weapon I got from this dungeon. I hate that. And wow, this rant's gone on for a while. Excuse me, I can't really help it though. This is a subject that I just really think is silly that people think the way they do about it. Oh, quite a few. Now, I can't give any negativity to a game like Majora's Mask because I've never played the game, honestly. But I didn't like that game simply because it's the way its saving worked, which I'm sure that some of you guys can respect if you're a fan of Majora's Mask. And wow, that was a long rant. Excuse me. I can't really help it though. That's a topic that I missed the N64 era. So upon playing the Link to the Past, I mean not Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, so far beyond when it came out, when we got a GameCube, I got a combo Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, with Ocarina of Time also having the Master Quest edition also in it. And ooh, hey, neat. Piece of heart. So I played that game with an unbiased position since I never owned an N64 as a kid. I could look at it subjectively as a game nowadays, comparing it to Wind Waker, which is a silly way to compare it because they're pretty much not very much alike. But I found Wind Waker much more enjoyable than I did Ocarina of Time, simply because there were a couple differences, but I'm not going to go into that right now. I don't feel the need to, since I'm just talking about Ocarina of Time and its silliness involving all this. Okay. Sure. I did that wrong. Oh well. And let's see, what else did Ocarina of Time do that Games of Fort didn't? Nothing else, really. I can't think of anything else. Please indulge me. If there's another thing that Ocarina of Time did that Games of Fort didn't do, just tell me. I'd love to know. Oh, I hate these. Okay, you know what? And with that said, I'm gonna go on to something else now because that was a long enough rant. I ranted on about that for plenty of time, and I think people are not in the mood to keep hearing me rant about that. I'm wondering, are my thoughts on this matter correct to think about? I mean, like, am I not unfairly treating the game or something? Because I can understand if my word, something I said isn't right, and I'd love to hear counter arguments to this, but I honestly just don't think the game deserves as much credit as it does. And that's all I'm gonna say about that one. Okay, with that said, that looks silly because you see the water is risen right there, but it's not here, and I don't understand why that is. That's just silly. Okay, let's go and investigate things, and maybe I need to use this key somewhere because I need to hit the switch, but I have a key. Yes. That's obviously... Oh, maybe I'll just go this way. I hope this is alright. Well, it would be alright if I had the big key. Now, I hope I didn't screw myself up by getting that key. I mean, getting that one. Let's see. What can I do now? Let's explore some more and see if I can't find somewhere else to go. I can go anywhere that I have the capabilities of going. I went that way. I think I went this way. I'll check. Yeah, I went that way. It had a piece of heart. What's over here again? That was close. I could go that way if I had a thing. What's up here? I cannot go that way. Let's try down here. I'm wondering if I'm just backtracking now, but I need to find something I can do. Actually, I don't know if I've been over here. Guess I'll jump. One-way path. It's fine. Yep. It's silly that they gotta keep doing that. I mean, it makes no sense to keep doing it since I can expect it. Also, I sort of expected to get something out of... That was the wrong thing. Let's use this. Done. I thought I sort of expected to get something from there, but I guess it's just me thinking that kill rooms are always present and that sort of thing. Where am I now, I wonder? Looks like... I wonder if there's something there. Well, there's a full magic container. Expected to get hit there, die. I love the hook shot. I'm sure I've mentioned that enough by now. But it's still just lovely that I can just attack things without having to worry about getting hurt by them. Like that. Alright, this is an interesting floor. Ah, good. A key. Was hoping I'd find another one. Alright, with that key found, I'm going to run into a fire thing. Obviously the best course of action. Okay. Yeah, excuse me. I went all Lion King there for a second. It happens every once in a while. And then Von Karma objects to Sun. I haven't seen that video in forever, and I liked it, but it's I don't know where it is anymore. Yeah, okay, that was completely random and off topic in a way, but hey, I gotta say something. Cute. Pots? Wow, that's some good stuff. Real good stuff. And my phone just made a noise. You'll have to excuse it. It does that when I get something. I don't typically expect to get something, so it's sort of weird to suddenly have something happen. And I'll check it later because obviously I'm recording right now and it would be rude to do something otherwise. Okay, yeah, I have not died. I'm very pleased about that. I've made a lot of progress and I'm wondering what's next. This area, I need something. Let's try this way. Oh, no, you don't. You do not hit me. Sorry, Mr. Worm Thing. Anyone have any idea what those worm things actually are? Because they're very oh, this is interesting looking. And I seem to have found the... Got it. The thing of this dungeon. This room looks interesting. I like it. It looks cool in a way. Okay, let's see. So I hit the switch. So I gotta go this way, which means I gotta go this way. Then go this way. It's leading me along a path, and that's fine. I don't mind. Go this way. Anything change here? I could go upstairs. I could go that way. Let's check upstairs first. Because seeing as it'll be one way if I went the other direction, I want to make sure that there's nothing I'm missing here that changed because I hit the blue switch. Because I don't want to do something silly like miss a pot or something like I did before. Yeah, this is just for a key. I remember. It's a neat dungeon. I like the way this dungeon's built so far. It's very reminiscent of the second dungeon of the Dark World. Yes. I had to make sure I had the right one, which means I may fight the hookshot using the hookshot weak to boss in this dungeon. Now, the whole weaknesses and all that stuff, if a boss had a weakness to a weapon you got before that dungeon, then I'm fine with it. And I'm trying to think of any game post Ocarina of Time that doesn't require the item you used in, you got in that dungeon. I cannot speak for Majora's Mask, so if there is one, then you'll have to excuse me about my ignorance on that. I really can't help it, because I've never touched the game. But, I mean, even, this is the thing that drives me crazy. Twilight Princess, you got an item in a dungeon that was basically a thing that caused owl statues to go under your control. And I'm sure some of you remember this dungeon now. It's the Temple of Time type thing. I can't really explain it that well. But that dungeon's boss was a spider. Now, the way you beat that boss, you use the item in the dungeon, which gets you control of statues, to smash the spider with a giant fist. And I think that's... I really wonder why they had to do that. I mean, I don't know if it's expected for the boss of a dungeon to honestly be affected by that item, but it's always been, it's just still getting into my nerves. I cannot believe I'm still talking about this. You'll have to excuse me. Well, I did have to get this off my chest sooner or later, because I'm just, I gotta say, I don't think Ocarina of Time, the one that I was working on, will ever be finished, because I get bored of the game way too fast. Even though I gave myself that challenge so that I would try not to get bored, I still got bored. And I tried to revive it, but then Twitch ate all the recordings I did, and I didn't locally record the recordings myself. So, boom, I got to the Spirit Temple, and all the data from Beyond Dark Link to that is lost. And I'm not in the mood to redo it again. So, unfortunately, it will probably never be completed. And meanwhile, I got the big key, so I'm going to go to that place, get the item of the dungeon, and then see where we go from here. Now, I would really like to get the charging ability, or the hammer, because, you know, there's so many things I could do with those, but I have not been able to. Really? It's starting to get on my nerves. But let's see what happens. It's right up here. You jerk. The level 2 boomerang. Okay. I did not expect to get that, but let's see, what could I use it for? Is there some place in this dungeon that I could find a use for the level 2 boomerang? I wonder. Well, it is one of the only weapons to be able to pass by those and you get it back and all that stuff. Jeez, I forgot that those guys aren't immediately affected. So, what now? That's my thought process. What now? I can't go that way yet, I don't think. Or can I? I can. Oh! I see. This is their trick for it. This is why you need it. There we go. Bada bing. And as expected, it's this boss. This is the boss I was talking about. And I'm going to go ahead and get hit because I got sort of trapped there. Good dungeon, good dungeon. It was rather sort of straightforward, but not stupid straightforward to the point that it was obvious where to go. What, can I not? Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out. I try and grab one of these, and then I can't slice it. Do I really have to use bombs and... Can I use... What is this? What is this? Well, I'm sort of concerned now. It was going good, and then I find the boss has somehow changed so that I can't slice the minions with the sword. Do I need to use arrows? Oh, well, okay. Okay. You just have to do it. This is different from the game. Because, you can... Oh, wait, no it's not. The Master Sword could hit them in one shot, but this, not so much. Now then, I don't have access to fairies. So what I think I'll do is I'll leave the boss to next time. I know it's stupid for me to end it now, but I really have no choice given I'm going to need to go get fairies and I don't want to bore anybody. And also, it's a 20-minute episode at this point. I don't want to make it longer. So until next time, everyone, we'll beat this dungeon and then figure out where to go next. I really don't know from here. I got a boomerang, so maybe the boomerang could be used somewhere. I'm trying to think. Possibly. If anyone's got any ideas, I'd love to hear it. So till then, I'll see you all.